Ellie glanced at Julia again before turning back to me. Victor and I. It wasn't supposed to happen. It just. Don't. I cut in, raising a hand. Do not say it just happened. I walked in on you in our bed the night before our wedding. There were wine glasses. You two were having a whole date night in the apartment we shared. Don't insult me by pretending it was some moment of weakness. Her tears spilled faster. You're right, she choked out. It wasn't the first time. It had been going on for 3 months. But Jasper, you have to understand. I don't have to understand anything, I said. What I do understand is that you betrayed me with my own brother while planning a wedding with me. You let me pay for everything. You let my family travel across the country. You let me believe we were building a future. And then you torched it all. I know, she blurted too loudly before dropping her voice when a few heads turned. I know what I did, and I paid for it, Jasper. God, have I paid? That's when Julia finally stepped in. Paid for it? How exactly? By dealing with the consequences of your own actions? Ellie shot her a glare, then looked back at me. Victor left me after the fallout, she whispered. When everything came crashing down, he told me he never meant for things to get serious and that he wasn't ready for anything long-term. I lost my job because people in our circle found out what happened. Most of our friends sided with you. Even my parents barely speak to me. Listening to all of that, I felt nothing. No satisfaction. No vindication. Just emptiness. And what does any of that have to do with me? I asked. I made a terrible mistake, she murmured. I've spent 6 years wishing I could undo it. I've been in therapy. I've tried to figure out why I sabotaged something good. I needed you to know I'm sorry, that I understand what I ruined, and that I hope. You hope what? Julia said sharply, her tone cool and precise. That he forgives you so you can feel better? Ellie's eyes went wide. I just wanted closure. No, Julia said, leaning in slightly. You wanted absolution. That's not the same thing. You want Jasper to tell you it's okay, that you're not a bad person, that everyone makes mistakes. But that's not his responsibility. He's not your therapist, and he's not your priest. I laid my hand over Julia's as a quiet thank you, then turned fully to Ellie. You want me to say something that eases your guilt, I told her. But I'm not going to do that. What you did 6 years ago completely altered my life. I left everything behind. I rebuilt from nothing. And honestly, my life now, the business I built, the woman I'm going to marry, none of it would have happened if you hadn't done what you did. Ellie's face collapsed. So, you're saying you're glad it happened? I'm saying I moved on, I answered plainly. I don't think about you. I don't wonder what might have been. I'm not holding anger or resentment. You're nothing to me anymore. And that's not cruelty. That's just reality. Jasper, please. Thank you for coming, I said, rising to my feet. Truly, I think I needed to see you one last time to realize how completely done I am with all of this. But this is goodbye, Ellie. For good. Julia stood up beside me and turned to Ellie with a look that could slice steel. From here on out, you do not contact Jasper again. Not for closure. Not for apologies. Not for anything. We're getting married in 10 days, and you will not be a presence in our lives at all. Understood. Ellie only nodded, tears streaming freely. We walked out and left her sitting there. The ride home was silent. Julia held my hand the entire way. Once we got back, she poured us each a whiskey, and we settled on the couch. How do you feel? She asked. Lighter, I admitted. Like I just set down a weight, I didn't realize I was still carrying. She smiled and kissed my forehead. Good. Now let's get married and never think about her again. We're tying the knot next Saturday. I'll update you all afterward, assuming nothing else wild happens before then. Edit. Some of you asked if Victor tried reaching out too. Yeah, about an hour after I got home, I got a text from an unknown number. It was him. I heard you met with Ellie. We should talk too. I need to explain. I blocked it immediately. One, Ellie is already more than enough. I have zero interest in hearing whatever he thinks he needs to say. Update 2, 6 days later. I didn't expect to be posting again so soon. But apparently my situation with Ellie wasn't as wrapped up as I thought. After our meeting at the Edison, I assumed that was the end of it. Clean cut, door shut, moving on. But 2 days later, things took a turn I never saw coming. My dad called. For context, he and I have barely spoken in 6 years. When everything with Ellie and Victor went down, he instantly took Victor's side, told me I was overreacting, that these things happened, and that I needed to be the bigger person and work it out for the sake of family. When he heard I was leaving town, he accused me of running away from my problems. We've exchanged maybe 10 words since.